Next up, ex-Columbus officer made $130,000 by selling cocaine he stole from crime scenes, Department of Justice says. I just mentioned the cocaine kingpin cops from Columbus in the last video. Now here we go. This is an update to a story that I caught back in February. Joe Mefford was a Columbus police officer who was stealing kilos of cocaine. He wasn't even turning any in. He would leave one or two behind to make it look good for his guys doing the search, but he would give the lion's portion of the coke to someone to sell for him on the streets. If he did hit the evidence room, he would swap out the real coke that he stole for fake coke, pearl milling pancake batter, or whatever passes for fake blow these days. A former Columbus police officer accused of stealing cocaine from crime scenes and evidence rooms and then selling it for more than $100,000 has pleaded guilty, the Department of Justice said in a release. Damn a 401k. I'm going to sell me some drugs and maybe I can retire when I'm young enough to enjoy my blood money. Joel M. Mefford, 35, of London, Ohio, pleaded guilty Tuesday to 2 counts of possessing with intent to distribute 500 grams or more of cocaine, 1 count of possessing with intent to distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine, and 1 count of money laundering, the Department of Justice said in a statement. Mefford was assigned to investigate drug crimes. I'm sure there's a lot in Columbus. When he worked for the Columbus Police Department, he worked with a fellow officer to steal and traffic cocaine in 3 instances from February to April 2020, federal prosecutor said. This article isn't particularly clear on the other officer that he was working with, but I'm going to assume that it was John Castillo because they were both arrested at the same time for the same thing. They even appeared in court on the same day. The only difference was they were on 2 separate indictments. So you think they put these officers together to fight crime? No, you can steal a hell of a lot more cocaine with a buddy than you can by yourself. The first instance in February 2020, the officers were investigating a drug crime when they unlawfully gained access to a detached garage belonging to the person they were investigating, officials said. Mefford and the other officer went into the garage without a warrant and found 2 kilos of cocaine in the rafters. The DOJ said they unlawfully took 1 of the kilos of coke and left the other to be found during the execution of a search warrant the next morning. Good job, guys. You found the package, the DOJ said, and they stole the other one, adding that the officer then gave that kilogram of cocaine to someone else to sell, put it right back on the streets. Something similar happened a month later, the DOJ said, when the officers were looking into houses known for drug trafficking. On March 7th, 2020, the officers arrested an individual at one of the houses, but not before they took a bag that was holding multiple kilograms of cocaine. Would you rather have them find it or would you rather have us take it? According to the DOJ. Then they went to another house under investigation and stole another kilogram of the drug, officials said. So they already knew who was being investigated. Then they had firsthand knowledge of who was going to be raided. So now it comes down to getting the coke out of there before they execute the search warrant. The police won't know if there was 1 kilo, 10 kilos, or 20 kilos. By the time they kick the door in, the coke is already gone and back on the streets. They don't have to worry about waiting for it to be processed and put into the evidence locker where they would have to risk getting caught stealing it. The DOJ said that same day Mefford turned in only 1 kilogram of cocaine to evidence and stole the rest to be sold. What do you mean you got 1 kilo? We had some of the biggest drug dealers in Columbus on our radar. You've been out there all day and all you come back with is 1 kilo. The next month, Mefford and his co-conspirators stole between 10 and 20 kilograms of cocaine from the Columbus police property room and replaced it with fake cocaine. I would love to know what it really was. The DOJ said Mefford then transported the stolen drugs in a police car and gave them to the other officer who passed them along to a third person to sell. The profits from the cocaine sales were given to the other officer who provided Mefford with his cut, approximately $130,000. The DOJ said, hey, it was either that or OnlyFans, right? Mefford deposited more than $72,000 of that into his personal bank account. See, this is why you need Marty Bird. The harshest penalty Mefford could face is at least 10 years and up to life in prison, stemming from the charge of possessing with intent to distribute 5 kilograms or more of cocaine. You think of John Abel Baca from the last story. He only got 30 months in federal prison. The other 2 charges carry a potential sentence of up to 50 years in prison combined. A sentencing date has yet to be set. There you have it, kids. Joe Mefford, I'm actually waiting to see what they sentence him to, and I'm keeping an eye out to see what his buddy gets, John Castillo, if he hasn't bent the knee already and pled guilty.